My hometown has a rule. A girl can't take the SATs, can't apply for college unless she's been claimed, unless she's had her cherry popped before the exam. It sounds like some sick backwoods cult shit, and maybe it is, but mostly it's because the Hollow is poor, dirt poor. Our community is buried so deep in the mountains that sunlight barely touches the ground. Because it's such a shithole, no woman from the outside ever wants to marry in. So, the locals came up with a plan to keep their bloodlines from dying out. They were terrified the girls would leave and never look back. A girl who's been broken in is considered damaged goods to the outside world. A wife in the eyes of the Hollow. If she betrays the community and tries to run, her husband's family will hunt her down, spread the news of her filth, and ruin her reputation so bad she can't lift her head in civilized society. That year, the only girls old enough and smart enough to take the exam were me and my best friend, which meant it was time. We had to choose our poison. 1 month before the big test, the elders sent men to our high school in the county. Most of the seniors had already gone home to study. The entire dormitory floor was empty, except for me and Chloe. Today was our last day here. Maybe the last day we'd ever see the inside of a school. We spent the whole afternoon wasting time, getting high on nostalgia, mourning the death of our future. Chloe was my age, my ride or die since we were in diapers. Maybe it's something in the frantic water of the Hollow, but we didn't just like the same shit. We looked alike too. People at school used to ask if we were sisters. We'd just laugh. The only lucky thing in this nightmare was that even though the Hollow was full of backward hillbillies, they let us go to school. Most kids dropped out after middle school. The boys went back to farm dirt or work construction illegals. The girls went back to wait until they were old enough to be bred. Chloe and I knew early on that school was our only escape hatch. We gritted our teeth and clawed our way to the top of the class. We begged on our knees in front of the community church, and since the state covered our tuition, we promised to work part-time and send money back for 3 years just to go to high school. The first night in the dorms, Chloe and I held each other and cried like babies. Fate had cracked a window open, but the door was still bolted shut. Chloe told me she overheard her folks talking to the mayor, old man Silas. "Girls ain't much use in the field anyway," they said. "Let 'em make some money before we lock 'em down. Once the rice is cooked, they're ours anyway." Once the rice is cooked. A nice way of saying, once they're knocked up or used. My heart felt like it had been dropped in liquid nitrogen. I knew the rule. To make damn sure no girl escaped the mountains, they absolutely forbade unmarried virgins from taking the college boards. Unless you found a man, spread your legs, and got marked. City people think this is stupid. To us, young and terrified, it was venomous. For 3 years, Chloe and I looked for a loophole. We thought about begging, running away, even calling the cops. We shot every idea down. The Hollow's rules run deeper than blood. If we just ran, we'd be undocumented runaways working black market jobs, throwing away years of study. As for the cops, no law says a community can't stop you from taking a test. It's a religious freedom thing, they'd say. We were trapped. But living in town for 3 years showed us what life could be. We had to get out. We had to live like human beings, not broodmares. But now, Judgment Day was here. The dorm mother told us to get downstairs. Someone was waiting. Chloe and I walked out with lead in our shoes. We saw a familiar silhouette leaning against a beat-up pickup truck. Caleb. Caleb was Mayor Silas's son, the golden boy of the Hollow. He was the only one who had gone to a community college. When he graduated, Silas gave him an ultimatum. Bring a wife back, or come back and take your pick of the local girls. Or Silas would drive to his campus and blow his brains out on the dorm steps. Silas was harder on Caleb than anyone. He was using his son to enforce the law. The law is God. Caleb caved. He came back. He still had that college smell on him even after a year back in the mud. He sat on the bleachers looking like a lost boy, but I saw the look in his eyes, shame mixed with a weird, hungry excitement. Chloe